And it's a rarity for a hurricane of this magnitude to impact Hawaii. But if there's any year that this is going to happen, it's going to be this year. Because meanwhile, here in the Atlantic, whenever you have a building El Nino season, it suppresses the amount of storms we usually see. 2023 was an anomaly. We can get to that some other time. But usually when you have a strong El Nino, it actually is a better environment for more storms in the Pacific. And that's why the Pacific hurricane season is already up to the letter L. Lala, the most recent update at 5 o'clock, brought winds up to 80 miles per hour and will continue to grow in strength back to Category 2. And it's just hanging out here in the middle of the Pacific. So no other real timetable when this is going to be fading out. Everything is just perfect to kind of preserve it. And then it should start to drop back again into tropical storm status by next week. But through the weekend, we're still going to be calling it Hurricane Lala. Here is a different view of those wind speeds. So hanging around Category 1 to Category 2 over the next few days. I think this will be the peak of the storm. Don't see it re-intensifying it once again and then slowly dropping off. Meanwhile, dormancy, and that's all because of El Nino. You have all the things working against storms forming at this point, but eventually, no matter how the global circulation is, you'll start to see more and more waves starting to develop off the African coast, and then we'll start to get cooking a little bit more come September and October. So even though it's been fairly quiet so far, hey, it is still hurricane season and it only takes just one. Meanwhile, our atmospheric moisture is a little bit better. Today, we don't have a rain chance just because of this value being a little bit lower. It starts to come back up into that wetter range, but we're not around the tropical zone. That's where we've been hanging out over the last 5 days that have supported some pretty hefty thunderstorms for those who actually got them, but mainly just very uncomfortable air. But I can also tell you that things are going to trend even further down by day 7 of the forecast. The beginning of next week should be fairly comfortable. But in the meantime, we are seeing some elevated rain chances, especially on Friday heading into Saturday. But here in the short term, don't worry about anything today. I think most of the activity is well further off towards the east, everything working against thunderstorms. And then we see the return of an isolated storm on Wednesday, but I think it's more so on Thursday. Thursday afternoon, I think has a better chance. Also a better chance for a severe thunderstorm as well. And then a lot more moisture heading into your Friday. So for your Jerry Hunt Supercenter 7-day forecast, the next 3 days, that is the end of the heat wave and then back to normal where we typically should be for the last days of August. Now,